Hey team, it's Rebekah Fowlkes, and I am super excited to talk to y'all about this. I feel like I get questions all the time about how to more effectively use social media, and people will say, you know, I'm posting on social media, I'm posting on Instagram, I'm posting on Facebook, and I'm still not getting people interested in my business and this opportunity. They're not buying my products. And so, or that they're just not seeing success, period. And when we start to look at their, their strategy and what they're doing on social media, I start to say, okay, we need a plan here. And so that's what this training is about. Whenever I started realizing that we needed kind of an update on this, I started watching other leaders' videos on social media, people that were independent from Plexus that talked about social media, different Instagram trainings, etc. And so that's where this came from. And so I'm excited to give y'all some of the tips that I'm seeing and where I've seen success this year. And I'll say most of the ambassadors that have joined my team this year, my personal team, have come from Instagram and from developing relationships there. And so I feel like, and this is, 4 years into my business, so where I had so much of my warm market on Facebook that I'd used for so long. And so then I'd always had an Instagram account, but it wasn't public, and I wasn't using it really as much for business. That was kind of where I went to just have fun with social media. And, but the last year and a half, I've been able to go, okay, I want to use this for my business. And so that's what we're talking about here. I feel like, first I'll just say, everything about this training is more about a harvest, okay? And so we've been kind of talking about the harvest and plowing and all that the last few days, the videos that Christy's been posting. But no, this is not like going to get you immediate results. These are things that you can start implementing, and that these are going to help expand your network, develop relationships online, start to kind of change up how you're working your Plexus business through social media, and this is going to help you to be more effective in that. Social media is huge. We are in a digital age, and everything that we're doing is through social media. We're watching retail buildings come down left and right. Y'all know this. Like, that's all part of our spiel, right? So using social media effectively is like, you got to do it. Like, you've got to be on your A game with social media. I feel like this is totally the biggest tool that we have. And even like, so for me, I kind of grew up, I feel like, with social media. So Facebook came out my freshman year of college. So right before I went to college that summer, Facebook had kind of come to the colleges and stuff, especially in the South. And so I grew up kind of you had to have an EDU address, and you couldn't, you had to be a student somewhere. And I've watched it evolve in all these different areas. And so social media is kind of second nature for me now because I've had it for so long. But what I've found is that if you don't have a strategy for marketing your business, because what are we in? We're in social marketing, we're in network marketing. Corporations pay billions of dollars a year to market their businesses. And that's why Plexus uses us, because they're expecting us to market our businesses, and you've got to have a plan to do that. You have to be aware, because if it's just kind of left to happenstance, it's probably not going to go very well. And so I think that there's some tips here that can help us. Okay, so we're making a plan. Everything works better with a plan, right? With a strategy. Not leaving this up to our feelings, not leaving it up to our to chance. Darn, I was going to get my iPad to show y'all a couple things on it, but I think it's actually going to be just fine. So The first thing that I would tell you is we're going to talk about branding yourself, which should be like you might go, well, yeah, I know who I am, but how are you going to use who you are to come up with a marketing strategy to give to put out there for attraction marketing, for people to see who you are to do that. So I was talking to a friend recently and she was like, I'm trying to revamp. And so we started thinking about who she was and what she had that could be marketed through social media, because there's lots of things that we probably like that define who we are. But when you try to think about this as a business, and so that you can reach unique demographics and groups of people that are going to find commonality with you, because when they find commonality with you on things outside of Plexus, that's going to make them trust who you are and start to say, oh, I relate to this, or I can see myself in that. And so that's going to make them go, well, if she likes Plexus and she trusts this and she says it's legit, then I want to know about it too, right? So this is going to allow you to personalize your business. So I know for that particular friend, we were saying her husband's in law enforcement, so she's a Leo wife, law enforcement officer wife. She's a boy mom, so she is living one sports field to the next, and then she's a registered nurse, and so she has a health and wellness umbrella that gives her credibility that she that she's a nurse, and so I would kind of limit it to about 3 things. But how can you brand yourself in a way that different things can fall under that umbrella, but in a way that people are going to relate to you, that they are going to be able to see themselves in your story, that they're going to be able to go, I always say those magic words you're looking for are me too. Who's going to be able to see themselves, how are they going to relate to you in developing a brand? So you want to narrow that down, because if you got too many things out there, you can't hone in and really develop your brand really well. So I would try to limit it to 3. I didn't say this earlier, but like Instagram 101 would be, you need to make sure that your Instagram profile is public. And if you're not cool with putting your post is public, then you may want to look at starting a new page that you would use just for this, okay? Because if it's not public, we can't use hashtags, which is what makes Instagram so powerful, and people can't find you. So it's all for naught. And then also something that is super important is making sure that your name doesn't say Plexus in it. Okay, so you don't want like the Plexus Pink Lady or Plexus with Lisa or Azure's Plexus page. You don't want any of that, because those people are going to automatically see that you sell Plexus, and that's going to be a turnoff, because they're going to think, oh, this page is just to sell me stuff. So they don't want that. Another thing that, while I'm thinking of it, that I would kind of say to steer away from would be a lot of hashtags that include Plexus, because if you're hashtagging Plexus Slim and Probio 5 and Pink Drink and Plexus this and Plexus that, who's going to find you? Who's looking for Plexus hashtags? Other Plexus people. And so you don't want other Plexus people to find you. You don't care about that. You want people that haven't heard of Plexus before, people that would actually want to buy from you or sign up to be on your team. If they already know about Plexus, then they're probably connected to somebody else. So try to use hashtags instead that are more like all natural or non-GMO, or any of the ingredients in the Slim, or the natural life or living naturally, or anything like that. Something that I like to do often when I'm looking for particular hashtags is start to type out something that you're interested in. So maybe you're looking for natural, and then look and see what trending hashtags are, because it's going to prompt you once you start typing natural. It's going to give you all kinds of ideas of hashtags. Okay, the school is calling to tell me my kids were late to school today. I know that. Okay, so it's going to prompt you and tell you everybody that's all the hashtags that have to do with what you're saying. Okay, so use that. Some good hashtags that you can include on a lot of posts would be Insta good, Insta love, photo of the day, Insta like, pick of the day, anything like that. That are going to draw a lot of attention. And so those are going to be hashtags that have millions of hits. And then you can use some that have smaller hits. So you're getting different groups of posts there. Okay, so when you're branding yourself, the point of that is to narrow down, because you're wanting to attract like-minded people. Okay, so we're trying to be intentional in what we're posting about. Something to pay a lot of attention to is the aesthetics, which would mean the look of your pictures and your posts that are on there. I'm constantly doing a social media checkup with those first 12 pictures that people see on my Instagram feed, because I'll look at it sometimes and I'll go, oh, you've got too many quotes on there, or oh, you got all pictures of the kids. People don't know who you are, and I'm my brand, so I need my face on there. Maybe I posted something like real salesy. Like I posted some pictures of the products, or it was like a call to action. Hey, maybe it was me holding up 2 fingers. Like I'm looking for 2 people to join my team, and some big thing about that. And I don't want that to stay on my feed. So I may leave it on there for 4 or 5 days, and then I delete it so that people aren't coming, they look at my feed and they go, oh yeah, she's trying to recruit people to her team, or oh, she's had a sale, she's definitely one of those Plexus people. I don't want them to think that. I want them to see that. I want them to be attracted to my feed. I want them to have really great pictures. I watched a training a couple days ago, and this girl was saying, think about the difference in Instagram and Facebook. Facebook is like your family album. You put all the pictures on there, the candids, the crazies, it's all on there, and it's just thrown on Facebook. Instagram is the pictures that you're going to hang on the wall, or that you're going to frame next to your bed. These are the best picture. If you go to the fair next week and you take a dozen pictures of every ride and all that, that's great, but you just pick one to put on there, and that's your best picture, okay? The captions really matter. You want to, we talked about from our Rock Your Network marketing book, we read a couple weeks ago that facts tell and stories sell. So try to stay away from these really product heavy or Plexus heavy salesy pictures. Instead, take an average picture of, you and your family, or you doing something, or a landscape, or whatever it is, and then tell a story that connects them emotionally to why you're taking Plexus, why you're selling Plexus, why you're still doing this business, what your why is. You want to connect with people. Don't be afraid to recycle pictures. Don't be afraid to go out and, you're doing something and you take a gazillion pictures, and then you use one of those pictures for later. You're marketing your business, and you're marketing your business, and you're going to use that picture for something later on. Maybe you're changing up you can use it to put a funny quote, or part of a song lyrics, or a poem, or something like that. But try to have a caption that draws people in. I also would say sometimes less is more. So try to not have but all your posts be really long stories, because there's a lot of people that as soon as it says see more, they're going to keep scrolling. Now, that being said, a lot of people love to read a story. So kind of try to keep a balance of that. Okay. Someone keeps texting me and it's up there. Okay. I would say one thing, if you're someone where you want to post a whole lot all the time, then I would be putting those kind of things in your story, because your story is a great way to expand your network where people can see a whole lot of things about your day. It doesn't have to be something perfect or something great. The story is like when you go on Instagram and it has their profile picture and there's a little circle around it that's colorful and it's moving or something. That means they put things in their story. And the story is kind of like Snapchat. It's only on there for 24 hours. You either have to take it, like, okay, I'm going to take a picture with the app open, I'm taking it in my story thing. There's a little, if you pull up your Instagram, on the top left corner is a little camera. That's how you take a picture for your story. And that's going to go on your feed. You can draw on it, or you can write text on it, or you can type text on it. You can put stickers or emojis and all that kind of stuff. You can swipe and put fun filters on it, all that. So if you're going to put a lot of pictures, like today, I took my kids to the dentist. Well, I put 4 or 5 pictures on there of the dentist, because those go out to a bigger grouping of people. A lot more people I can see are seeing it that are not followers, and that makes them go, oh, maybe I'll come look at her page and start to follow her. When I'm putting a lot more in my story, I see my follower count go up more. So utilize your story. It's something you can, it's not going to be on there forever. So there's a lot of times that I may post something funny, or so you can do video or still shot. You can do a 30-second video or a still shot. And even if you're posting, so now it lets you post pictures, goes to your photo album, but it can only be a picture that you've taken in the last 24 hours. So maybe you take a picture and you filter it and you want to put it on your story, and it's kind of particular, you'll see, with the framing and all that. But the story is a great way. And it's also a great way for you to interact with people, because you can look at their story and you can, you can send them a message about their picture. And so it's kind of fun whenever it'll come into them as a private message, but whenever they get this private message, their picture that they posted is up there. So they know you saw their picture. And so maybe you can use that as a chance to say, oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's happened to one of my kids before. Or, oh, that looks beautiful. Or, I love your earrings. Whatever it is, you can interact with them. And they immediately kind of trust you, because you looked at they're seeing your stuff. And so that's a great way to interact with people. The story, bad things about these lives is that phone calls, they just interrupt. Okay. So that lets you can put hashtags on the story. You can just type, hashtag, here we go again. I don't know. Something like that. And put that on there. People can find it on there too. But you're going to be able to get a lot of people that find you and stuff through your stories. And it's just kind of fun. Like, it's a fun way to interact with people. So I like the stories. Okay. So we talked about the branding and kind of having a brand. Maybe you need to have a brand theme. So when you figure out, like, honestly, my brand is straight up on my under my Facebook. It kind of lets you have that little bio, line. You can kind of put something about yourself or your favorite quote or whatever. And Instagram does the same thing. And on both of mine, I say, I'm a lover of Jesus, I'm a ringmaster of my family circus, and I'm an ambassador of the pink drink, which I could go either way on whether or not I think it's probably great that I say the ambassador of the pink drink, but I probably could say something more about lover of health and wellness, but that's just what I have on there. But different things can fall under different umbrellas. So ringmaster of my family circus, you're going to see a lot of stuff on my feed about being a mom and a wife and doing stuff with my family, lots of ball tournaments and things like that. You're going to see a lot about, I post a lot about different things about my faith. I post lots of things about health and wellness or CrossFit or eating well, except on Taco Tuesday, and good things like that. And so I be consistent in your branding. Be consistent in who you are. Are you going to sometimes like go rogue and take your kids to get ice cream, or it's pancakes on Saturday or something? Sure. But remember that your brand is health and wellness. And so if in every, picture you're eating barbecue and burgers and fries and Cokes and all that, just kind of, that might be a little confusing to your brand. Work on telling stories. If you've got a picture and you want to post it and you're not sure what to pick, I go to Pinterest sometimes and I'm like, quote about my daughter, quote about baseball, or I'll look for song lyrics about this, or whatever, and I'll use that. But think about ways that you can draw people in. I heard another girl say, I thought this was really like a great way to put it. Be a giver on your Instagram or on your Facebook, and that could mean you're giving humor, you're giving great quotes, you're giving good recipes, or you're just entertaining them. Maybe your life is just connecting them. They're feeling like, oh, is there life out there? We all probably felt like that when our kids were really little. So maybe it's just like feeling like they can connect with someone in a way. But be someone that's giving them something, because they're going to be more forgiving of you with all your Plexus posts if you're putting out good information to them that they can go, yeah, okay, I'm fine with her doing a little Plexus here and there because I really like following her feed. But Plexus needs to kind of be on the back burner for all the other things that you're putting out there that are connecting them emotionally to you, or just feeling like they relate to you in some way. Okay, so with your hashtags, those need to be in every single post. There is nothing that has made me get more followers than hashtags. There's several different ways that you can do this. I see some, and I kind of change mine up. Sometimes I will put hashtags and emojis and all that in my caption. Like if I'm telling a story, then it's hashtag Southern Saturday with my at the hashtag ball fields, hashtag state tourney underway, with baseball emojis and hearts and all that kind of stuff. And then other times I wait and I just put the hashtags, I just put a few in the bottom. And then other times I will have all my captions that are just written out, and then in the comments I drop all my hashtags. And sometimes I use that where I just let it prompt me. Sometimes I go to the Hash Me app, HASHME, and I type in baseball, and then it will give me a list of any trending hashtags that have to do with baseball. That's super helpful. Hash Me. But this that allows me to, I was about to say something else about the hashtags, but that's super helpful. So I use those. Let's see, what else? The way that when you're working with a lot of the hashtags, that's going to let people find you organically, because they're looking for the things that you're posting about. Okay. And then they're going to stick around, and you're going to have your Plexus post that are sprinkled in. I just really tell you, don't post those salesy graphics. Don't post where if you look at your Instagram feed and every post is about Plexus, or if every other post has, a product bottle or something like that. This might be a good time to clean up your Instagram feed, to start fresh, to go, okay, I need to go a different direction with this, because if they just keep seeing that you're posting about Plexus all the time, they're probably going to unfollow you. Another thing I would say is click on your own hashtags. Click on, if you're a baseball mom. Sorry, I keep going back to that, just the top of my head, because I'm a big time baseball mom. or whatever it is that you're hashtagging, click on your own hashtag and see who else is hashtagging that, and then follow them and see if you can interact with them. You can get them to follow you back. Those are organic followers that are finding commonality with you, and that y'all can figure out something together. So for me, I sometimes, even though Instagram and Facebook feel like they come naturally to me, I will make a social media plan for the week. And I will kind of write it out, and I'll go, okay, I know on Monday we're going to the pumpkin patch, so I'm going to do something about that. And Monday afternoon, I'm cooking this for dinner, so I may post something about this. Or I saw a funny quote, so I'm going to do a picture to go with that quote. Okay, so then tonight I'm going to post that something about my probiotics and Mega X, and that I'm sleeping well tonight. And I have all that. Then I put it all in my phone. I'll put this, even on my team page, like I'll put this, I'm going to put this on the team page. And then I have my Apple Watch. So my phone is connected, and I have my calendar on my, I can't turn my wrist, my Apple Watch, and it's telling me, well, right now it's telling me, use this post that, put it on tonight about doing whatever. But I have all posts like that. And sometimes I might not, something else may come up that I post, and so I just move it to the next day. But that way I can see, okay, I'm either posting too much about Plexus, or I'm not posting enough, that I've got enough product posts, that I've got enough business posts, whatever. And I kind of have a plan, and the plan makes it seem more doable. And I don't forget, because sometimes life can get in the way, and I just don't feel like I have anything to say or anything fun, or, I'm still in the sweatpants from 2 days before. And so then I kind of have an idea of what I can post. And that kind of goes back to the same thing about take some pictures of some things that you can use them later for. Okay, another thing that I do is on like Facebook, when it has the little drop down menu, the little arrow that lets you save a post, well, that helps me to be able to go back if I'm making my social media plan for the week and go, oh yeah, this was a post, I'm going to kind of tweak this and work it into a post for me. Instagram actually allows you to do the same thing. So up on I don't know if it's right hand or left hand, there's a little bookmark, and so it's like, I so meant to have my my whatchamacallit, but it has like a little, you know what I'm talking about, like a little bookmark like this. Look at me just sketching away. There's like a little book that looks like that on the one side of your thing, and it lets you save posts that way. And that helps to, maybe you see something on Instagram that you want to recreate. Something else that's helpful for hashtags is I will save groupings of hashtags that I know. So if I know I'm going to use a lot of baseball hashtags, well, I've got a whole grouping of hashtags with ball mom, boy mom, take me out to the ball field or ball game, buy me some Cracker Jacks, whatever. I've got a whole bunch of hashtags that are saved in the notes section of my phone. So then all I have to do is copy and paste those, and I've got a block of hashtags to use over there. So that kind of just makes it easy on me to go back and use for later. So whenever you have your brand, maybe yours is something about, something you do with your kids, or you write music, or you paint pictures or whatever. And so you've got all your hashtags, and you block those, and then you've got them over there, and you can use those. Okay. I would tell you that Instagram is a little bit more forgiving than Facebook about how much you can post. And obviously the story is going to let you post way more. But so Facebook, like as far as it goes with when people are going to unfollow you, then Facebook has the least. They want to see the least amount of your post. So like 1 to 3, 1 to 4 is kind of all people will tolerate before unfollowing you. Instagram has a little bit more. And so you can post more on Instagram. Some people do the 9, 12, 3, and 6. Some people do 8, 12, 4, and 8. So you can post several times on Instagram, and then, Snapchat, Pinterest, you can do a gazillion times without people getting tired of you. But Instagram lets you post a little bit more, so that's kind of interesting to know. I try to do 1 to 3 posts a day on Instagram, and I've seen success with that. Okay, so what do you do when you all of a sudden you start getting followers on Instagram, right? Because you're like, oh my gosh, look, these people are following me. They're interacting with me. The problem, I won't go off on a tangent, but I could. With people who start network marketing companies and then they stop and then they're like, oh, network marketing didn't work for me, is because so many people start and they think it's a lottery ticket and they're going to try to, scratch off their lottery ticket by posting on social media a couple times or a bunch of times, and then they never do anything else. And when I trained on social media at convention a couple years ago, the last thing that I said to people was, if all you're doing is posting on social media and you are not reaching out to people, then all you are is third-party validation to your personal network. And I still think that's true with Instagram. So basically, if all you're doing is posting out there, but you're never reaching out, you're never sending these private messages, then all you're doing is setting it up for someone else to come in there and see great success because you've given them all the motivation, you told them all about the product, you told them all about your why this is helping people, and people are not connecting the dots like, I should reach out to her. Because that's a lot harder for people. Y'all know 80-85% of my team is because I reached out to them and said, hey Jessica, hey Sarah, hey Susie, let me tell you why you'd be great at this. And you still have to do that on Instagram. So when do you do that? I think it's great if you can compile a list of whenever someone likes your Plexus post, okay? So when people when people like a Plexus post, write them down on your list, okay? And maybe you go and you look and you're like, oh, these people are really great. So maybe you have a master list, okay? And this is anyone that's interacted on your Plexus post. And then every week, maybe you've got a list of people all that are written down, that these are the people that you are going to intentionally connect with, okay? And so you can call them it out, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and make sure that each day of the week you are going to those people and you are interacting on their posts, you're liking it, you're watching their stories, you're sending them a message, oh, that was great, oh, that was cute. You're developing that relationship. Remember what I said at the very beginning, this is more about a harvest than anything else. And then if they do like it, maybe you can send them a message like, hey, thanks for the love on my Plexus post. Every boost helps my business. Have you ever tried it before? Okay. And they're probably most of the time going to say, I'm good, thanks. Or, yeah, I've tried it. Whatever. Yeah, my sister sells it, But sometimes they're going to start that conversation with you, and you can go from there. Maybe have a little video that's ready, that's just of you, and if they say, no, I don't really know what it is, and say, hey, are you on Facebook? Maybe you want to go ahead. A lot of times I want to connect them on Facebook because I can send them voice messages. Or if they start to ask questions about whatever was on my post or anything like that, then I want to get them on the phone. I want to talk to them about, well, hey, can I call you about it? Or if that seems like too aggressive, then just say, do you have Instagram? Do you have Facebook? Instagram gets a little sketchy with their message system. I would love to send you some information on Facebook. And that way you're getting another way for them to have exposure to your Plexus business. And you are able to go back and forth with them on there. You've got to reach out to people. You just do. And so this is expanding your network where now you have more people to reach out to. But you have to, you still have to message people. So, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, okay. So something that's been helpful for me is, on Facebook, I have a business page, and I'm not super active on that, but I do. It's a business account. So it's a business page. So you can make a business page, and you can make it where, you're a public figure, or mine says I'm an entrepreneur. And I connect that with my Instagram page. And the cool thing about Instagram and having that ability to have a business profile is you can turn it off or go back and forth from either one anytime. Okay, now I have to have the iPad. So I know I've said several times, don't look at my sweatpants. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so this is super helpful. So you go on Facebook, you make the Instagram, you make the Facebook business profile, even if you're not going to use it, okay? Because of what it lets you, you have to have a business account. Instagram is owned by Facebook. You have to have a business account in order to have an Instagram business account. So it's super easy to turn it on. I'm going to show you. Okay, so see if I can, this is my Instagram profile, okay? So you click edit profile. Then I would scroll up. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, well mine is currently a business profile. How did I? Oh, okay. So you'd go to settings, and then I would want to make it a business profile. Okay, that's how you do that. So the cool thing with having a business profile is then it gives you insights and analytics to who's looking at your Instagram page. So cool. So at the very top, see that little like graph looking thing? So on here, it's telling me, okay, look, you made 23,660 impressions in the last 70 days. And it's telling me what day of the week I had the most impressions. It tells me, okay, yeah, it's telling me what day of the week, how many people each day, how many people looked at my profile each day. It's telling me that 89% of it talks to me about my followers. It's telling me 89% of them are women. The most of my followers are in the age group 25 to 34. Most of them are in Little Rock. Oops, I accidentally went out of here. That's helpful. That lets me know who my main audience is, so who I need to be posting to. I don't need a lot of ambassador posts and stuff because only 11% of my people are men. Let's see. Okay, yeah, like it shows you the graph of what the age groups are, people that are looking. It's showing me like what cities people are in. Okay, so this is cool. It's showing me what hours of the day I'm getting the most likes. So I kind of know this is when I should post because this is when people are seeing the most of my stuff. It's also telling me what day of the week. That's helpful. That helps you know how to market, who to market to. And there's more information on there. Another thing that it lets me do is sponsor post. And this has been super helpful to me in finding new people, in people finding me. So a few times a month, I sponsor a post, okay? And I've done it both ways. I've sponsored Plexus post. I've sponsored posts just about my family. So you have to have the business post, and you can do it for like $5 or $10. I mean, you can do it for a lot more, but I'll be honest. So this week I tried to do something different. I was like, okay, I'm going to go get this really cute pink Yeti cup. Here, I'll show it to y'all right here. See, I mean, this was cute, right? So I got this cup, and I said I was going to do a 7-day. Do you have the word Plexus in the name of your business name? No, I don't. It's just Rebekah Fowlkes. So I posted my picture on there, and I said, okay, if you like my page and you tag a friend in my page, then you have the opportunity to win this Yeti cup and this 7-day slim challenge. And I did the biggest amount of money that I've ever done before. I thought, okay, this is going to get more people. People are going to love this Yeti cooler. Y'all, I spent like $75. I've never done that before. I lost followers. When I do the $5 and $10 ones, I get tons of followers. I get tons of likes. I don't know if it's that I was sponsoring. I'm digging into why that is more. I probably shouldn't have even said that on here because I don't really know the why behind it yet. But I am trying to figure it out. 100% women. So then I have this go to my, I'll show you. I have it go to a landing page on my blog. So that people, I don't want, so you can pick, do you want it to go to your, a website? And you can also, the cool thing about sponsoring, it is a great thing to do. I love sponsoring posts. I'm just saying, don't do it for more money. That did not help me. And you don't even really have to do a giveaway. I think it's more about connecting with your people. So I'll probably stick to doing more stuff about my family or like attraction marketing posts than I will about, I've done Plexus business posts several times and they've been totally successful. But I'm just saying, I think less is more. Less is totally fine. Okay, so I have it go to my, let me pull it up, my blog. Okay, so mine takes them to my blog landing page, okay? And I've seen different people do different things. So it has a picture of me, it has a link to my diamond documentary, and it has my contact information on there. And so, obviously, you don't have a diamond documentary. You can just make a video on YouTube. You can make a private video that someone can see, tell them a little bit about why you like Plexus, what it's done for you, what your why is, anything like that, and they can find you. Same thing with, you could have a little a video link on your want to hear my story, and then link it to a YouTube video on under your bio or something. But I think that's super helpful. I've seen it. I've done it where you can, people ask you a question and you, like, I have little short videos that are just why I like the products or why I like the business, that you can send to people that help them understand a little bit if they want more information, you know. So have some of those ready, but reach out to people and mess around with it. Like, maybe you're gonna, you know, get doors slammed in your face. What else is new? But it's definitely a way to get people, to find new people, to expand your network. And when you're using hashtags and you're relating to people on common ground, that helps you to be more successful. So I would take a look at some of these. And so another thing that I would say is go find people that you like to follow on Instagram. Find people you know, you're looking at their feed and you're like, okay, I like this. Why do you like it? Is it something about the pictures? Is it something about the filters, or how it's looking a certain way? What is it? I've seen people that put big white borders around their pictures, and so that kind of draws me in, like, just aesthetically looking at it. I like that. I've done that before. I find out what it is and then try to emulate that. Don't copy them. Like, the biggest thing that you have going for you in this business is that you're special, you're different, and people are going to relate to you being genuine in who you really, really, really are versus trying to be something else. And we can all see when someone's got ulterior motives or whatever else, and you can tell it's just disingenuous. So be yourself. It's totally fine. Like, show what matters to you, but do it in a way, like we said, that it's one of those pictures that you want to frame on your wall, and it's not just in the family album. Be intentional. Be purposeful. Think this out, because this is how you're marketing your business, and social media gives you this unique way to do it in a really special format. So, I hope this is helpful. If anyone has any questions, feel free to, type them in the deal. I'm going to leave this up, and so we can chat about it on there. But I will be talking to y'all soon.